In the last session, we have understood that in case of configuration changes or when user rotates a phone, OS will kill our activity and recreates our activity by calling 8 methods, that is on save state, on pause, on stop, on destroy, and on create, on start, on restore, and on resume. That means for every phone rotation, OS will kill your activity and recreates your activity by calling 8 methods. Now imagine a situation where user is rotating phone very fastly, let us say 10 times per second. Now can you guess total how many number of functions will be called for 1 second? For every rotation OS will call 8 methods. So 10 times means OS will almost call 10 into 8, 80 methods per 1 second, which is literally very heavy for operating system as well as CPU. So generally whenever you go to any company, that is how testers will test your application. So don't tell this concept to testers, because if tester knows that on every phone rotation OS calls 8 methods, obviously testers will test your application on this scenario. This testing is called as regression testing or repeated testing, where tester will open your application and he will rotate phone very fastly and he will observe how your application is behaving when phone is rotated very fastly, as 8 methods are getting called on every phone rotation. But operating system is smart enough to understand whether user is genuinely rotating or rotating for testing purpose. Let us see what is the difference. In first case, that is genuine rotation, where user is rotating the phone little bit slowly, not very fastly. In that case, OS guarantees to call all 8 methods in the sequence, that is on save, on pause, on stop, on destroy, on create, on start, on restore, and on resume. Again I am warning here, on save instance state method will be either called before on pause or maybe after on pause. From now onwards, while explaining, I will assume that on save will be called after on pause method. So in case of genuine rotation, OS will call all 8 methods because OS will have sufficient time to call all methods. But in case of fast rotation, OS may not have that much time to call all methods. If OS calls all the methods, then your phone may hang, as OS is calling too many number of methods. In order to avoid phone hanging, in case if user is rotating phone very fastly, in that case OS will skip 2 methods, that is on stop and on destroy. Which means in case of fast rotation, OS guarantees to call on save instance state method and on pause method. If OS feels that it is not having that much time to call all methods, in that case OS may completely discard these 2 methods. After calling on pause method and on save method, OS will forcefully kill your activity and recreates your activity. That means in case of fast rotation, 2 methods are reduced to make sure that your phone is not hanging. So I hope you understood. So what you have to understand here is, on stop method and on destroy method may not be called in all scenarios. For example, in case of fast rotation, OS may skip these 2 methods, but when user presses back button, definitely on pause, on stop, on destroy will be called. Now I will discuss about activity lifecycle on low memory scenarios. Just like configuration changes is one important scenario, even low memory scenario is also important for interuse. Let us say user has launched your application and assume that your application is on the foreground, which means operating system has already called on create, on start and on resume method on your activity, and your activity is currently on foreground state. Remember, in normal cases, on restore instance state method will not be called when user launches your application normally. On restore state will be called only if OS forcefully kills and recreates your activity. Now, imagine that before user starts your activity, user might have started many applications. Imagine that user has moved all the applications to background by pressing home button. You can observe home button here. Remember, when user moves an application to background by pressing home button, that application will not be killed and that application will be still residing in the RAM memory. Now, in this situation, our assumption is before opening our application, user has opened many other applications, but he has not closed all applications and he has moved all application to background state. Now, at this point of time, if you observe your RAM memory, most probably your RAM memory will be filled with all background applications. So let us say almost 80% of the memory is filled with background applications. Probably user has opened YouTube application, Gmail application, Google Maps application, but he has moved everything to background. That means at some or other point of time, user's phone may run out of memory as there is very less RAM memory. Remember, in order to open a new screen or in order to open a new application, sufficient RAM memory should be there to create objects. So if RAM memory is not sufficient, at that point of time, your phone may hang or your phone may restart also at some point of time. Now imagine this situation where currently user's phone is running on very low memory and currently user is looking at your screen and your screen is currently on the foreground state. Now the worst case is user's phone battery is draining. So what system will do? Since the battery is draining, system may show a pop-up message to user saying a battery is draining out, close all applications, which may looks like this with the OK button. But imagine the situation where in order to create this pop-up message, currently operating system is not having sufficient RAM memory. Let us say at this point of time, almost 99% of the RAM memory is filled with background applications. Only 1% of memory is free. Since very less memory is available, so probably OS is unable to create this pop-up message. So at this point of time, let us see what operating system will do. Before launching a screen or before displaying a pop-up message, if sufficient memory is not available to create object, in that case, OS will start killing all background applications one by one. That is based on an algorithm called as least recently used algorithm. So that means whatever the application that was least recently used, first OS will kill that application to get some memory. Like that it will start killing all applications in the reverse order. That means most recently used application, that is our application, will be killed as a last option. But still there is a chance that, imagine even after killing all background applications to reclaim memory so that operating system can create this pop-up message, even after killing all applications, OS is not getting sufficient memory, which means our application is consuming most of the memory. So as the last option, OS may kill our current activity as well as our current application by calling on pause, on save instance state, on stop and on destroy. Now can you guess why OS is calling on save instance state method also? Remember, there are two ways to kill your screen. Either user can kill your screen by pressing back button. That is considered as normal case. When user is killing your activity, only on pause, on stop, on destroy methods will be called. On save method will be called only if operating system is forcefully killing your activity without user's knowledge. So even in this case also, user does not know that whether phone is running on low memory or whatever it is. Since OS is forcefully killing your activity, so obviously OS will call on save instance state method also, so that programmer can save important activity states. If you remember our previous scenario also, even in case of configuration changes also, since OS is forcefully killing your activity, even in that case also on save state method was called. So that means now I'll come to a conclusion. On save state method is getting called in two cases. Configuration changes, or in case of low memory also that method is getting called. In case of normal killing, that is when user presses back button, this method is not getting called. So you have to remember this important point. OnSave state method also will not be called in all scenarios. Similarly, based on our previous scenarios, we understood that if OS rotates the phone very fastly, in that case onStop and onDestroy will not be called. So after onResume method, what is the only guaranteed method to be called by operating system? That is only onPause method. So this is the only method after onResume method which will be called by operating system in every situation. For example, if a pop-up message displayed on your activity, it will call onPause. If a new screen comes on top of your screen, OS will call onPause onStop. If user presses back button, OS calls onPause onStop onDestroy. When user rotates phone slowly, in that case onPause onSave onStop onDestroy. If user rotates phone very fastly, only onPause onSave and forcefully kill by OS. Similarly, even in case of low memory also, if operating system feels that sufficient time is not there to call onStop and onDestroy, in that case OS may call only onPause onSave and it may kill your activity forcefully to display a pop-up message. Once user reads this pop-up message, and when user closes this pop-up message by clicking OK button, automatically when user navigates back to your activity, in that case OS will automatically recreate your application by calling onCreate, onStart, onRestore states, because previously programmer has saved important activity states in onSave state method. So programmer should restore all those states. So after onStart, onRestore state method will be called, and then onResume, and again your activity will become visible to user. Here I have drawn the complete picture for configuration changes and low memory. In case of configuration changes or low memory, OS will forcefully kill your activity and application and recreates your application. So in these cases, that is either configuration changes or low memory, OS calls onPause, onSave, onStop, onDestroy. Again it recreates by calling onCreate, onStart, onRestore states and onResume. I have not placed onRestore method. Let me add that also in between onStart and onResume. Remember, in case of configuration changes, OS will kill and recreate your application immediately. Whereas in case of low memory, OS will kill your activity, but OS may not recreate your activity immediately. In case if user navigates back to your activity, then only OS will recreate your activity, or else in case maybe in future, if low memory scenario is not there, if sufficient memory is available, in that case also OS may recreate your activity. So with this, I hope you understood configuration changes and low memory scenarios.